from now until the 2019 NFL Draft takes place, we hope to showcase as many prospects as possible and examine both their strengths and weaknesses. Most of these profiles will feature individuals that the Pittsburgh Steelers are likely to have an interest in, while a few others will be top-ranked players. If there is a player you would like us to analyze, let us know in the comments below. He listed at 6 feet 3 inches, which means he's probably a little shorter, and he weighs in at 286 pounds. That's pretty light. Common with lighter linemen is quickness and agility, and Jones doesn't disappoint there. The first thing you notice when watching Jones is his first step. He is very quick at the snap and can get penetration into gaps to disrupt blocking schemes and running lanes in a flash. He played primarily as the 3 technique in Ohio State's 4-man front and was able to penetrate the inside gaps with regularity. This is great when it works, but if it doesn't, he can be easily pushed aside rather easily. A lot of his success in the run game relies on the one-gap technique. At Penn State, just quickness at the snap to split the big gap and get a TFL. At Penn State, a club swam to get outside the tackle and shut down the outside run. Versus Northwestern, 3-1, and he's lined up in the A gap. Fires out with great leverage and is able to get around the ankles of the RB to stop him cold. Versus Northwestern, he reacts to the pulling LT to sidestep to the inside of the LG, blocking down. He then gets skinny to slide inside of that pulling tackle and make a tackle at the loss. When facing up with blockers or playing a 2-gap technique, he struggles. He gets upright more often than not, and that gives offensive linemen a chance to get into his chest. Furthermore, his punch into their pads to stun them is generally ineffective. He doesn't show the ability or upper body strength to stack and shed blockers regularly. He's much better at avoiding or sidestepping blocks than taking them on. Versus Washington in the Rose Bowl, this was a play where he was able to shed. Taking on the left guard. As a pass rusher, he showed improvement this year. In his sophomore season, he was often taken out on passing downs. Early on in the season, before teammate Nick Bosa was injured, he was asked to rush from the inside, often being lined up as the zero technique head up over the center. Once Bosa went out, he was most often used to rush from the edge. Most of his effectiveness came on the inside between the 0 and 3 technique positions. Versus TCU, he's lined up at the 0 tech. TCU try to shovel pass, which he steps in front of and takes it 29 yards for a TD. He displays great effort and active hands to swipe and chop at the hands of the linemen. His hands didn't always connect on his swipe chop, and that diminished his rush greatly. When he landed his hands, he would combo it with a club, rip, or swim move. With improved hand usage, could improve his pressure numbers greatly. He used the spin move a lot in the games I watched. It's quick and looks like would work, but it didn't help him much from what I saw. Versus TCU from the 3 tech. He takes an outside angle. The LT sets up too far outside, and Jones give him a club to the inside to get the sack. Versus Northwestern, he swipes the outside arm of the RG to get him off balance, and he has a clear land to the QB. Love his motor and pursuit. He was always making an effort to get to the ball, not matter where it was on the field. So how would he fit in Pittsburgh? Initially, he could be a rotational defensive lineman who could be used to rush from the inside on passing downs. With added weight and ability to shed blockers, he would be a starter a couple years from now. His best fit is as a 3 tech in a 1-gap defense. Defensive line isn't one of the biggest needs for the Steelers. They do need depth, but that may be too high to take depth, as most right now have Jones going in the 2nd round. The NFL loves speed, not matter the position. You can't teach speed, and Jones has speed. Is that enough to take him in the 2nd round? Not for me. Projection: 3rd round. Games watched: 2017 at Michigan, 2018 versus TCU, at Penn State versus Northwestern versus Washington, Rose Bowl.